Okay, this is just sad. I came home and look what I found on my porch. I heard about this. I didn't think it was going to be a thing, but it's a thing. There's no shipping box whatsoever to protect this from the elements. So if you live in a place that doesn't have a porch which can cover your shipment, expect something like this to happen. I am not impressed, Amazon. Not impressed at all. That's just terrible.
Sorry, holy crap, where do I begin? Oh my gosh, seriously, all I can say is wow. Wow. Guys, welcome to another episode. Yeah, this one's gonna be a rough one. This one's gonna be different. It's gonna be something I don't normally do. I don't usually take up everyone's time, and with these types of things, I just don't do it. But today, I feel it's very important that we have a conversation about this. I feel that as a collector of action figures of anything, really, any collector out there who enjoys collecting items, whether they be toys, action figures, swords, whatever, coins, anything really. If you're a collector of pots and pans, if you're a collector of helmets, if you're a collector of anything, I think that we can all agree as collectors that one thing that we really need to do is trust the people and the services that handle our goods, our precious cargo, if you will. And it's a matter of trust in a lot of ways. All right, so 2 days ago, I arrived home, and as per normal, happens all the time, I got a notice from Amazon, which basically said, your package has been shipped. So I was like, hey, great. When I get home, there's going to be a nice brown box, which is delivered by Amazon and safely, and it should be on my porch where, thankfully, I don't have any problems with theft or porch pirates, as they're called. I don't have any problems with that here in the region that I live in. What ended up happening was I arrived home, and I found the package. Yeah, I did. It was right there in front of my door, and I'm going to show a picture of it in a second. But if you think this is the package which is sitting beside me here, if you think that this is the package that I received, no, it's not. No, as a matter of fact, the package I received was not that package. It was this package. I want to laugh, but really, I'm not sure I can muster the. Sometimes I have to laugh. Sometimes you need to laugh at this. This is actually something that should be laughed at, but I'm not going to laugh. This is a serious situation. This is a problem for collectors. This is a major issue. So for those of you who don't know what this is the Transformers Earthrise Amazon exclusive. That's a key word here. Amazon exclusive Ironhide and Prowl 2-pack. So let's examine what I just said there. There are a couple of key things that are in that sentence. One of the major things in that sentence is that this is a 2-pack, which is exclusive to Amazon, meaning that if you're a collector of Transformers, you cannot get this package. You cannot get this 2 Transformers set anywhere else. It's not sold in Target. It's not sold in Walmart. It's not sold at Best Buy or Walgreens or God knows wherever, Toys R Us. It's not sold at any of those locations. It is only sold at Amazon. So why is that such a big deal? Well, if you haven't figured it out yet, and you haven't noticed it already, there are a whole bunch of shipping labels which are on this package. This is terrible, guys. This is not good. This is a bad situation. This is downright disrespectful, in my opinion. This is ridiculous. I can't believe that this has actually happened, and that I have to make this video. This is ridiculous. I'm absolutely astonished at what I've actually received in the mail. And this was not the mail. This was on my porch. And let me be very clear. This is exactly how it arrived. It didn't arrive how I'm normally used to having packages arrive at my door. It didn't arrive in a nice brown box which protects the beautiful artwork, the full color design of this wonderful package. No, it came as you see it here. It came completely exposed in the elements. We had just had a snowstorm, and when I figured out what was going on, I was shocked at what I saw. Luckily, I do have a roof over my porch, so it was somewhat protected. But if I hadn't arrived, God knows if the wind hadn't started blowing the snow onto the porch, this was ridiculous. So to say that I'm frustrated is an understatement. To say that I'm upset is a huge understatement. This is ridiculous. This should not be happening. So let's cover a few things, reasons why I'm upset. So let's put this aside for a second. This is how I'm usually used to receiving packages from Amazon. In many cases, a branded, if you look here, it's actually a overall branding from Amazon. It's got their nice smile. It's fully taped over with their Amazon branded, Prime tape, right? Which basically tells you that it's being handled with care. There are no dents on this box, which is incredible because, again, sometimes you just never know with the mail and everything like that, couriers. So I can trust that this has been taken care of, properly packaged, and in many cases has bubble packaging inside to help protect it from any shocks. I can trust that this is a package that I am going to receive from Amazon. Instead, I received this, which is horrendous to me, because this, again, I trusted Amazon to bring this to me. I paid good money for this product, and it's not cheap. This is like, from what I recall, I'm just throwing numbers off the top of my head, but I remember this is being $65 Canadian. So this is not cheap. This is a very expensive purchase, and because of that fact, I am now regretting my purchase, honestly, to be perfectly honest with you. Here's the problem with this. I can't just return this. And the reason I can't just return this is, when I first ordered this, I expected it, the actual delivery date was supposed to be within 2 months because it was a pre-order. Yeah, that was back in March, and it's now December. So due to mitigating circumstances, obviously, the pandemic, things that have been happening over the last few months, delays after delays after delays, possibly also just an overwhelming demand for these products. There's the key. Remember, this is an Amazon exclusive. You can't buy this anywhere else. So that is really the crux of the situation. I can't just return this. And the reason I can't return this is because I'm not going to get another one. They're completely sold out. This is a rare item. Not so much in terms of like quantity. I think that they oversold this thing in spades. The reason it's rare is because you couldn't go to Walgreens, you couldn't go to Walmart, you couldn't go to Target, you couldn't go to Toys R Us to pick this up. No, it was delivered and only sold at Amazon locations. That's final. So the fact that this can only be bought by you at Amazon means that if I return this, they're going to sell it to somebody else. There's not going to be a second chance for this. So what am I left to do? I'm going to have to attempt to pull off these shipping labels, these stickers, as carefully as humanly possible, whether it be with a hairdryer or just by finessing it, which a lot of us collectors have had to do in the past. I'm going to have to be very, very diligent. And look at the size of these labels. They're not small. These things are ridiculous. Ridiculous sizes, ridiculous proportions of just ludicrously large labels for what they're actually doing. Particularly because it's only their couriers who are actually handling this thing. So this is kind of stupid in my opinion. But it doesn't end there. We have to look at all the mitigating factors as to why this is an issue. This is a major issue, not just for collectors, but for people in general, for regular purchases from Amazon. And this is something that has to be addressed. I think that this is not something where I'm overreacting. I really don't think so. And I don't get on my high horse very often. I've done a video on the Unicron packaging. I've done a video on the Thundercats and things like that. But this is something I think which affects not just collectors. This is going to eventually affect regular Amazon customers. And I'm going to explain why. So I'm going to come back to this again. So here is a regular, once again, I'm going to bring back this other shipment, which I haven't even opened. I'm using this because this arrived the very next day. And I was appalled by the fact that I received this the very next day as I did this. And it's just staggering to me what happened. And I've received packages for collector's items from Amazon before. So why is this a big deal, and why am I being so critical about this? Well, let's examine this for a little bit. In terms of, as I said, the collector market, this is appalling. The fact that I have to actually try and get these off, it shouldn't have to be that way. This is, in effect, my property. And if you look at it on that level, this is actually defacement of property, in my opinion. You could argue it's just slapping a product on. Ticket prices are put on products every day at Walmart and other retail locations. But those stickers are usually very tiny, very small and unobtrusive, and you can usually take them off with as little effort as possible. Some residue might stick onto it and you have to actually use Goo Gone or whatever means to actually take it off, maybe some ethanol or what have you. No, these are gigantic freaking stickers. These things are massive. If I do something wrong here, I'm literally either lifting off some of the actual beautiful packaging, which if I was a mint and box collector, I'd be furious. I'm still kind of furious. I'm just more upset, really, and more disappointed, actually, in everything. But it's just the effort. I should not have to put effort into trying to preserving something which I purchased as a collector's item. This is not right. This is not right. It's disrespectful in terms of what this is to collectors. As a matter of fact, again, as I feel that this is defacement of property, because after I've purchased this, I've given the money to Amazon. This is effectively mine. I have ownership over this product, and the fact that somebody would slap a sticker on it, basically ruining the aesthetic of it, and actually possibly ruining the experience of it, B, the fact that I have to take additional time and effort to remove these stickers. This is a problem, okay? And that's just the collector aspect of it. Now, let's talk about the consumer aspect of this. So, I'm going to go back to this box here. Here we have a box, which is plain in nature. It has an Amazon wrapping around it. It's Amazon branding, which is fine. I agree with that. It's clearly labeled who it belongs to. Obviously, I purchased it. And it has the shipping information. That's all fine. Let's talk about what happens after it's dropped off to your location. So, this I also found in the exact same place as this, right on top of my porch, ready for me to be picked up and as soon as I arrived home. But let's examine that for a second. What is the difference between this package and this package? I'm going to give you a second to think about it, but if you can't wait that second, here's the difference. This is in a nondescript brown box. And this, to anybody walking down the street who just happens to see it, the only thing they can say to themselves is, oh, he received a package from Amazon. That's nice. But to somebody who's a little bit more, let's say, daring, they might say, oh, I wonder if that's an iPhone. I wonder if that's a DSLR camera. I wonder if that's a mirrorless camera. I wonder if that's a collector's item. I wonder if that's that new transformer that I've always been thinking about picking up from Amazon. I have to tell you, I haven't ever experienced having a package stolen from me. But I imagine it feels very violating. I really thank my lucky stars that's never happened to me, and it's something I never want to happen. For those who have had their packages stolen from you, my empathy goes out to you. It must be a real violation. It must be something that feels terrible. It must be something that feels like something, somebody's come to your residence, taken away for something that belongs to you. And then you have to go through the entire process of actually filing a complaint with Amazon, letting them know that your package has been stolen, having them assure you that you will receive your package, a replacement package, within a few days. But then that lingering doubt starts to come into your mind. What if I'm not home when the package arrives? What if something happens and, somebody decides to take it again? What if that same person is waiting around the corner looking to take the package again? These are real concerns that a lot of us have, especially if it's actually happened to you. I imagine if someone's already been a victim of theft, it sort of plays on their mind quite a bit. And that's just with a simple brown box. Nondescript, easily dismissible if you're not thinking about it and you are a regular person who respects other people's property. But to someone, aka porch pirates, people who steal these packages that are dropped off by Amazon, this is an opportunity. However, one of the few deterrents that allows people to sort of think twice about taking packages from other people's porches is that they have no idea what the heck's in it. If a box like this size is on somebody's porch, it doesn't look that enticing. There's really no reason to pick it up. Half the reason why I complain about the Unicron packaging, the fact that there's no experience there. However, a plain brown box is less enticing to steal. This is really evident, as a lot of people, when they look at a brown box, they're kind of like, it's an Amazon package, fine. But you really have to be kind of daring to want to steal an Amazon package off of somebody's porch. Let's be perfectly honest. Then there's the idea that, okay, I don't know how much it weighs. I don't know what's in it. It could be a laptop. It could be a phone. It could be whatever. It's not until you actually pick up the thing that you say, hey, that's got some weight to it. This must be valuable, whatever. Again, you have to really want to steal something if you're thinking about actually becoming a porch pirate. So, having said that, theft does happen with just regular plain brown boxes. But what happens when there is no box? What happens when you can actually see what the heck is on that porch and is being delivered to you? This opens up another can of worms, and it's a mess. This literally was left as you see it. Plain view. It was very dark, thankfully. But if this was, let's say, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, well lit, easily seen by the porch if you're just driving by, I don't know. You might be able to see it. You might catch your eye when you're actually driving by. You might actually be concerned. And you might say, oh my gosh, I hope that's not stolen. And that's actually the thought that came by my mind once I saw it on the ground. I literally thought to myself, what the heck? Why would anybody do that? It's exposed. People know exactly what it is. Kids are kids. And you know what? The curiosity gets the better of them. And I'll be honest with you. I actually wouldn't blame a child for picking this up and taking it home. Truthfully. Because it's just too enticing. It's colorful. It's wonderfully branded. It's a transformer. These are things which are attractive to children. So a child could have easily, innocently, have picked up this package, taken it home, and mommy really wouldn't have known the difference. She would have just sort of, oh, that's a toy I bought them last week. never even known what happened. This is a problem. Theft is something which is an everyday occurrence, and a lot of people have become victim to it. This exposed packaging could entice thievery on a grand scale. And if this is the practice that's going forward with Amazon, and from what I understand, it has something to do with their environmental responsibility. They want to reduce packaging as much as possible, and you know what? They're test marketing it with certain products, and I understand that. I get it. I understand you're trying to be responsible, Amazon. I understand that, you know, these things are important. I get it. But that being the case, then we need alternatives. We need some solutions. Because A, you're going to get a lot of complaints from the collector community. This is not right. This is something, again, this is my property. I already purchased it from you. You should not be defacing my property. I know it doesn't seem like that. You know, you didn't take a marker to it. You didn't spray paint it or anything like that. But in effect, what you've done is you put adhesives on this product, which now I have to spend time to remove them. That is time out of my day on a product which I've already paid for. And I consider that disrespectful. But let's move on from that. What's done is done. Let's talk about solutions. Let's talk about what can be done to alleviate these problems. So, the first thing, put it back in a box. I know there's an argument to be made about environmental concerns. I understand that. But let's also talk about the concerns based on theft. If it's not put in a box, wrap it. Put some sort of wrapping around it. Leave it in a bag. Something which would at least conceal the contents of whatever is inside. This is exposed. It's easily identifiable. Something which can become desirable if somebody actually sees it on a porch. And it's easily taken, which is the biggest problem. Another solution is this. If you are concerned about your environmental responsibilities, which a lot of companies are these days, fine, I understand. Let's talk about compromise then. Many companies today offer additional options for shipping. Some people wouldn't be too miffed about receiving it in this condition. I have had an argument with disagreement actually with other collectors who say, I don't collect for the box, I collect for the item that's inside. I understand. However, for those of us who do care about the box and the aesthetic that's, you know, housing these products, perhaps there can be an option. Perhaps we can donate, $1 or perhaps 50 cents to the box itself. We could pay for the box, the additional shipping box. And I know that's not going to be a popular solution, but if that's what your Amazon is mostly concerned about, their environmental situation, then perhaps that's something that can be a compromise, because this is not working for me. I would rather pay the extra $1 to get a box, delivery box, than to actually have to deal with this and the trouble that comes with this in terms of like removing these stickers. And I think that any collector who's a mint and box collector will actually go for that option. We can call it premium shipping, if you will. You know, premium upgrade shipping or something along those lines. And the reason I say that is because for those of us who are collecting the box, let's say mint and box collectors, some of them, or just because later in the future, after I take it out and I move somewhere, or the secondary market, if I happen to no longer want these figures, but I still want to sell them, it is actually more desirable to sell them as a package inside the original box. People tend to like that. So I want to keep the box as pristine as possible. And allowing for upgraded shipping, if you will, for a donation of $1, which the proceeds can go to, additional environmental efforts. I think that's a pretty good compromise. I think that that's something that we can hopefully, come to an agreement of some sort, because this is not right. Again, this is my property. It shouldn't have to be defaced like this, just for shipping purposes. This argument is going to go on for a little while, I think, because we're going to have a lot of people who are proponents of no, less packaging is better. And we were going to have people who have the opposite opinion saying, no, I want the best looking box possible, and I'm a mint box collector, and you shouldn't be doing that to me. Which is what happened here. But I do think that we need to come up with some sort of compromise, with some sort of like middle ground. And the reason being is because there are a lot of other things, a lot of other factors going into this, and a lot of other conditions which might happen as a result of not putting packages in boxes. Theft being one of them. And actually there are a lot more other issues, but I think I'll concentrate on just those two for now. Again, I didn't really want to go through this and get on a high horse and just like, complain about what happened in my particular situation. I really wanted to present this more as this can become a problem and present a few solutions along the way. And I hope that that's come across, because I really don't want to come across as just being, oh, Amazon did me wrong, this is really bad, they should be ashamed of themselves, blah, 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 blah. No, this is something which has repercurring issues, and the repercussions, can be extended. Again, people who notice these things and are daring enough to try and take advantage of the fact that it's just sitting on a porch, they're not going to respect property like other people. We've seen countless videos on YouTube where people have just been brazen enough to actually basically take these products. As a matter of fact, the whole video has been done on teaching these porch pirates, if you will, lessons. Let's not give them that advantage. Let's not let them have the temptation to take something which they can already see as a valuable product. This is something which we've all become accustomed to. And I understand the idea of fiscal responsibilities, environmental responsibilities. But at the same time, I think Amazon, you have to also consider the fact that you're going to get a lot of callbacks saying that packages were stolen. And in reality, you're going to start to have to replace those items. So it might actually not be in your best interest to leave them outside of additional packaging. Guys, I apologize. This has been one of those things where I thought I really should bring attention to this, especially for collectors who, this is important to us. And I really feel that this is not a video that's out in the state of my channel. I don't really like this type of video, but it is important to me, and I think it's going to be important to a lot of people who watch it. Anyway, guys, I do encourage you, if this is something that you're concerned with, to reach out to Amazon and let them know how you feel. And I'm going to put it to you. Has this ever happened to you? Have you been a victim of theft from Amazon packages? And how do you feel about this situation that Amazon is now going in this route to reduce their carbon footprint to a certain degree, but at the same time sacrificing the security and the, basically, in my opinion, defacing certain types of property, which you've already purchased, really? And are you a collector? Is this something that really scares you? Are you going to have to spend a number of hours taking off the residue from the packaging here? Please leave some comments in the comment section below. I really want to hear from you guys. Tell me what you think of this situation, and I'd love to hear some solutions. I put forward a few solutions about how we might be able to skirt this issue, and I want to hear from you. I want to hear all of the solutions that you guys have about this, and really I just want to hear your thoughts and what you think about this whole situation. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Actually, truthfully, I'm pretty sure you didn't enjoy this episode, but if you did find it interesting at least, please leave a like below. It really does help me out. And if you feel like subscribing to help support the channel, that would really help me out. Guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. Geek proud.